Right, we'll go across to Ayodhya. DD India's Gautam Roy is joining us live from there. Hi, Gautam. Can you briefly describe how the event unfolded from the morning till the hoisting at noon, and also what was the mood among the devotees?
It was quite an occasion, Abhishek, because it brought aspirations to a culmination as far as the completion of the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple is concerned. That's what the flag hoisting really meant. The saffron holy flag being hoisted atop the highest point, the pinnacle of the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple. The temple complex is huge. It's about 28 hectares. There are lots of other smaller temples here as well, dedicated to many of the deities. You mentioned the Sheshavatara temple, you mentioned the Sapt Mandir. There's Annapurna Devi, there's Ganeshji, there's Hanumanji. There are lots of different deities that are there, and their temples are being completed. But this particular temple, the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, which signifies the birthplace of Ram, where the idol of Ram Lala, that is a young Ram, has been consecrated, is complete. And there were people who had gathered here in large numbers from different professions, and also particularly from eastern Uttar Pradesh. Thousands of people really who were wrapped in attention when the moment came of the flag hoisting, and there was a lot of cheering and chanting that took place. Jai Shri Ram rang out multiple times in this entire complex, and Prime Minister Modi himself also gave that incantation, that chant, when he began his address as well. And it was about not just how aspirations have been fulfilled of building a temple for Lord Ram in his birthplace, but also extending that aspiration to ensuring that India becomes a developed nation by 2047. That's the goal that has been set by Prime Minister Modi. He also talked about leaving the world in a better condition, a better place in every way, economically and environmentally and everything else, for future generations, bhavi peedhiyon ke liye, he said. And also an invocation to get rid of a colonial mindset, which seems to be still there in a lot of people in society, which needs to be completely changed. And he said that I fixed a goal of 2035 for that, and we will achieve it as well. So that is what this really means. For me, the biggest takeaway of this entire event is that if any set of people, be it a civilization in this case, think that they need to get something done, that they have to struggle for it, it can be done if they're committed to this goal, they work towards it with justice and a sense of righteousness on their side, which is what is represented by the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, which has been completed today.
Right, Ayodhya marks a new peak of cultural spirit, and PM Modi said we should awaken Ram within ourselves. Gautam, stay with us. We'll come back to you. Meanwhile, Ashok Tandon, senior journalist, also joins us on the broadcast. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. How would you explain the key significance of today's flag hoisting ceremony? I mean, PM Modi hoists sacred Dharma Dhwaj atop Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, dawn of a new era for Bharat?
Certainly. Of course, the hoisting of this flag marks the completion of the Ram Mandir project. I think that's very significant point. But I think the most main takeaway from this was Prime Minister's address, Prime Minister's speech, in which he said that the wounds and pain of centuries are now healing, as a 500-year-old resolve is finally being fulfilled after the formal completion of this Ram temple. I think this is a very significant statement he made. But he also urged the people that if India is to become a developed nation by 2047, we must awaken the Ram within ourselves. He also said that we attained independence, but we could not free ourselves from the sense of inferiority. Now, India is the mother of democracy, and democracy is in our DNA. But this sacred flag would now be a testament that truth ultimately prevails over falsehood. And he congratulated the Ram Bhakta all over the world, along with those who have contributed to the construction of the Ram temple. So I think Prime Minister's speech and also the speech of the RSS chief, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, also significant, very significant speech he made. And when he said that Pran jaye par vachan na jaye.
Yeah.
You know, this was a very symbolic thing which we have been hearing from the Ramayana days, that Raghukula read Sada Chali Ai, Pran Jai Par Vachan Na Jai. That is exactly how the whole dream has been fulfilled in the words of Dr. Mohan Bhagwat.
Ram Mandir also symbolizing the unity of India. We'll talk about that, Mr. Tandon. But Gautam, PM visited different temples also ahead of the grand ceremony. Can you explain the significance of these temples Prime Minister Modi visited in the morning?
Well, I see it in this way that the Hindu faith is vast. It is almost unfathomable. There are 33 types of deities. There's a misnomer really that the Hindu faith has 330 million deities. That's not really true, but they do have a lot of them, and they're in 33 categories. And a lot of these deities here that are present in different temples, smaller temples here in this entire Shri Janmabhoomi temple Parisar, or the entire complex. As I mentioned, it's 28 hectares, and a lot of deities are now established here. The Prime Minister visited some of the prominent ones. He, as you mentioned, he visited the Sheshavatar. He visited the Saffron Mandir, which has the four Maharshis, including Rishi Valmiki, who penned the first Ramayana really in Sanskrit, and then Ramcharitmanas came later on, which Tulsidas did. And there are other Maharshis as well. Apart from that, there's Ahilya Devi, there's of course Nishad Raj or Nishad Guf, who was his friend, who helped him cross that river when he was in Vanvas and he had to go further. And also there's Ma Shabari, who really represents not just the fact that the feeling of motherhood, but she was from a tribal community, and she was very humble, and she hosted Lord Ram, and she even tasted some of the berries that Lord Ram was to eat because she wanted to figure out if they're good or bad. And yet, despite she having tasted them, Lord Ram had it. That also showed his own humility, his own sense of humanity as well. So all these people who are around the same period, Samkaleen, as they say in Hindi, as Lord Ram, they've been represented here. There's Ma Annapurna, who represents food and nutrition. Prime Minister visited that temple as well. And there are several other deities that are represented here, because this is a pilgrimage site. It's been for hundreds of years, and a befitting temple complex has now come up here in Ayodhya to reflect that.
All right, Gautam, you had a long day. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs.
Thank you.
Mr. Tandon, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Ayodhya of the 21st century is giving humanity a new model of development. What impact could this ceremony have on Ayodhya's role as a religious and heritage destination?
No, I think it has already become a place of religious tourism, and people from world over are all thronging Ayodhya for a long time. Particularly the diaspora people, the plane loads of people, chartered planes have been coming, and now since the project has been completed, all the aspects of the projects are now there. I think the number of religious tourism will certainly go up in the days to come. And moreover, it's not merely the Indian origin people. The people from different faiths, they are also very keen to visit Ayodhya and see what exactly has been achieved. But I think, in the words of the Prime Minister, the faith is a personal matter. And the Constitution of India has given everyone the right to practice. So there is no issue involved between the communities in India. And this, I think, is a very significant thing, that now it's a national symbol. It is not of any particular religion or sect. See, elaborating on the symbolism of the flag, the Prime Minister also made a very significant thing. He said it reflects the rebirth of an ancient civilization, and it embodies the ideals of Ram Rajya.
Yeah.
So this Dhwaja, Dharma Dhwaja, is just not a flag. It is the flag of regeneration of Indian civilization. Saffron color Suryavansh insignia, the Om word, and the Kovidavara tree. These are, this impersonate Ram Raja's glory. Now, this flag is a resolution, a success, a story of struggle to creation, a physical form of this struggle for the 100 years. I think he has signified a lot of things which have been clarified in the Prime Minister's speech today.
Mr. Tandon, also briefly, I mean, PM Modi also visited different temples, newly built Sapta Mandir, offered prayers at the Sheshavatar temple also before the grand ceremony, flag hoisting. I want to ask you, from a historical point of view, what do you think? How might this moment be documented or understood in the years ahead?
I think it's a very comprehensive project. It is not just a symbol of Rama's idol, and that is exactly what has been demonstrated there. So many other temples have also come up. In fact, the entire vicinity reflects the entire Indian Hindu civilization, and it's a symbol of civilization. It will be remembered for centuries to come as a symbol of Indian civilization, the cultural heritage of India. It is not just a Ram idol, but as the Prime Minister said, that the world are now a Ram May. The whole world has now become Ram May, as he described. So installation of Dharma Dhwaja atop the Ram temple as a moment that heals the wounds of centuries, as I said earlier, but it also marks the fulfillment of civilizational resolve of the people of India. So I think it's a very landmark day. It's a historic day for all Indians, people of Indian origin abroad, and they all feel sense of fulfillment that a dream has now come true, and the dream which many people sacrifice their lives. Hundreds and thousands of people have sacrificed their life for the protection of Ram temple there. And now, since the dream has been fulfilled, I think the whole world must be observing this day and looking at India as a symbol of Indian civilization and the cultural the place of civilizational hub of the entire world.
Absolutely. Like you said, landmark day, historical day, and Ram Mandir clearly symbolizing the unity of India. Thank you for your insights, Mr. Tandon. Thank you for making us understand the significance of this day.